Good morning, Knicks Nation. Today is Tuesday, the second day of April 2024. I hope you had a good weekend. It's glad for me to be back in sunny Florida after being up in Montreal for a few days. And I hope your family also is safe and healthy and that needs of your family in terms of food, shelter, clothing, as well as health are being met today. Blessings upon those that work in the healthcare field, who, along with the first responders, are every day, including today, saving lives. Those also that pick up garbage for us to keep our places clean. Those that make pickups of people and mail and food and water and deliver them for our convenience. Double blessings on the men and women out here trying to help rescue, deliver, and recover teenagers and children who are the victims of child molestation and pedophilia. People that are also the victims of prostitution and child prostitution, pornography, human trafficking, sex slavery. Double curses on all the perpetrators of these things. Double curses on those that actually profit from these things. And double curses on the perverts that create the great demand for these industries. Finally, double blessings on the homeless. Nearly 600,000 men, women, and children are homeless today. Many families and millions of people around the world in either similar or even worse conditions. Blessings upon them, for there is the kingdom. There's going to be a basketball game tonight in Miami, Florida. The New York Knicks are going to be taking on the Miami Heat. Now, this is going to be an intense game. It's going to be playoff atmosphere in Miami. We also know that when New York visits Miami, it's almost like a second away home game for the Knicks because there's going to be a lot of Knicks fans there, along with a lot of Heat fans. It's going to be loud. It's going to be crazy. And so the Knicks, and this is the thing, although there have been several games this year, as we all know, that it appears that referees decided the games. The Knicks cannot control what referees do. They can control what they do. So as I mentioned, in the last game, it's not just missed free throws during the course of a game, which are important. It's missed free throws in the fourth quarter in crunch time. That's what we're talking about. Jalen Brunson missed very critical fourth quarter free throws that could have won the game for the Knicks. But I mentioned Jalen Brunson for this reason. There's guys in the league every once in a while and in life that you just don't bet against. They've been doubted all their lives. They've been told what they can't do all their lives. And they overcome obstacles all their lives. And then add on top of that, they've not only that, but he has, in this particular case, Jalen Brunson has a track record as a winner, high school level and college level. And from what I'm seeing, he's going to do it on the pro level. And what I'm saying is, do not bet against Jalen Brunson. He had a game where he was disappointed after he scored 61 and they lost. He had a game where he had a chance to win the game on free throws and he missed them. And he got a critical layup but didn't get the call. Again, you can't control that. And I expect Jalen Brunson to come out with fire, as Clyde would say, fire and desire today. Because the Knicks need this game. They're a half game ahead of Orlando and a half game behind Cleveland. And so they need this win. Miami is actually one full game behind Indiana for the 6th seed. And they're a game and a half ahead of Philly, who's in the 8th seed. Miami's in the 7th seed. Everybody right now is going to be playing with high intensity. Even though the playoffs have not officially begun, the playoff atmosphere has. You're going to have a playoff atmosphere every night, but tonight is really going to be a playoff atmosphere. This, I would say, is a must-win for the Knicks because Cleveland tonight plays Utah. Now, they're going to visit Cleveland. Cleveland's going to be visiting Utah, but Utah's playing all its rookies. Okay, it's playing all its rookies right now. So Utah is, and they're going to be hungry to show, that they belong in the league and they should get more playing time come next year. Just like, at the end of the season thing. But right now, Clarkson is out. John Collins is out. Laurie Marketing is out, and they're starting rookies, Keontae George. They're starting Bryce Sandoval. They're starting Taylor Hendricks. And then another young, promising big, Walter Kessler will start. And, of course, Colin Sexton will add to all of that. They will have Chris Dunn on the bench with Johnny Jezang, another rookie. And so they got a lot of young, they're going to be playing young people. These guys are going to be hungry. But I think Cleveland, being in a position of only half a game ahead of the Knicks right now, jockeying for that third spot, is really going to come with gangbusters. Plus Donovan Mitchell coming back to Utah, you can expect them to win this game. But this, for Cleveland, is the first night of a back-to-back. And so tomorrow night, they play Phoenix at Phoenix. So I'm just hoping that Utah puts up a fight. I mean, a terrific fight that causes it to go into the fourth quarter, and maybe Cleveland will pull it out on a tight one. If they do, if they could upset them, that'd be even better. But more than likely, Cleveland will win this game. That means the Knicks must win to just keep up. So now Cleveland goes to Phoenix tomorrow. That's a chance for the Knicks to pull ahead a little bit, because that's the second night of back-to-back for Cleveland. So tonight, the Knicks must take care of business in Miami. Not an easy task. And I think, of course, all of those looking for headlines and clicks overstated what Josh Hart said. Josh Hart didn't say that the three guys that are injured are not coming back. In fact, he clearly said that he's not speaking for the medical staff. What he was saying is the attitude of the Knicks that are healthy and playing needs to be, this is our squad. If we get help from the three guys coming back, that's good. But let's assume this is the team we're going to war with. And that is the right attitude. So that's what they're going to come in. They're coming in understanding that same starting five with the four midgets and Hartenstein, that's their starting five. If they get Mitch Rob with Precious off the bench, that's all the more better. Our weakness, and again, people focus too much on offense. And I keep seeing it every day with Knicks Nation. We only scored this and they scored that off the bench. It's not about outscoring the other team's bench. It's about locking up the other team's bench. Okay? That's what the problem. They don't lock anybody up. And I told y'all, the reason they don't lock them up is because the two bums can't play defense. That's why you're now seeing more. Notice he put Daquan Jeffries in the game, last game. Notice he put Shake in the game a little bit. Tom understands you got to lock down people, see? So giving up points is the problem. It's not, they can score enough to win, but they just can't be giving up points on the bench. Our bench has got to be able to hold the lead, and with them two bums, they can't. All this crap about they can score, just give them a chance. Scoring ain't the problem. Offense ain't the problem. Jalen Brunson on the bench and not scoring ain't the problem. The problem is the second unit doesn't play better defense. And the reason is because they got two weak links. Okay? So now getting Mitch Rob back will help a lot. But that's still going to be a weakness on the bench. And it's going to be interesting to see how Tom Thibodeau handles this. You know, when you have your regular contingent of bench, in other words, you get Jew back and you got OG back and you got Mitch Rob back. So now Jew and OG are in the starting unit and you have Precious, Mitch Rob, either Deuce or Dante, and Hart on your bench. Now you got a defensive bench to die for. We just haven't had that because of the injuries. Okay, that's the problem. It ain't like we need more scoring off the bench. The media always comes with this crap about scoring. And they're highlighting that. And do you know why they're highlighting that? Because there's gambling going on in the games. And people's points scored is what they're betting on. Period. But if you look at it simply from a pure basketball perspective, you need defense to win the chip. So, Mitch Rob is questionable for tonight. Okay? I'm hoping he plays. So then you get him and Precious. I don't know what Tom's going to do about these other two. My guess is that he plays one of the bums and he tries to incorporate a defensive player from the starting unit to make up for the lack. Okay? But as soon as we can get a second guy back, that's the key here. We can get Mitch Rob. Even if he misses tonight, hopefully he makes it tonight. It's a big game. And then hopefully we get either OG or Jew for the April 5th game. I mentioned the other day that they said Jew would be back on April 5th. And y'all asked me where you get it from. And I have to confess, it was from BSPN. And I have to also confess, I should have known better. So please forgive me for that faux pas. But if we can get one of them back for April 5th, that will help us a lot. Because now, let's say it's Jew. If Juju comes back, now you take another guy from the starting unit. Again, it could be Deuce, it could be Hart, it could be Devo, and you add them to the second unit. Now you got 3 solid defensive players on the second unit. And then, I don't know what time, again, he's going to put Shake, DeCon Jeffries, or one of the bums. I'm not sure what he's going to do. But then that's going to make us that much better. Okay? The closer we can get to the full contingent, where you have 4 solid defenders coming off your bench, and then you could add a Jalen Brunson. You could add a DiVincenzo. You could add a OG Anunoby. You could add a Jew. Any you want. You're going to be dynamite coming off the bench. But right now, we can't have that because our guys are hurt. So for tonight, you got 2 guys, hopefully, with Mitch, Rob, and Precious on your bench. Tom's got to decide he's going to play one of the bums. And then you're going to have to surround that bum with defensive players and hope you can hang on to a lead. That's what you got to do. And that is why you're seeing Deuce McBride play 40 minutes tonight. You need the defense out there. Okay? That's what wins the game. So I am glad in a sense that in fact, I'm glad that Josh Hart said what he said, because now Josh, Deuce, all of JB, they're all deciding we're not holding our breath waiting for guys to come back. We got to win these games. Okay, and they're going to go out with like gangbusters. So it's going to be a dogfight. Miami's in a dogfight. The Knicks are in a dogfight. It's going to be a playoff atmosphere. It's going to be a lot of pressure. You're going to see some missed calls. Again, the Knicks can't control what the refs do. They can control what they do. They got to hit their free throws. They got to play defense. They got to rebound the basketball. They've been rebounding pretty well, though, I have to say, over the last week. They've been rebounding pretty. They out-rebounded Oklahoma City the other night, and especially on the offensive glass, big time. So if we can continue that, got to keep our turnovers down. They've been doing a good job with that. Got to hit the free throws, though, especially in games like this. We're in playoff atmosphere. 2 things matter, defense and free throws. You got to hit your free throw. Every point counts when it's playoff atmosphere. Okay, it works to the Knicks' advantage in the sense that when we do have OG and Drew back, boy, ain't nobody can play as physical as the New York Knicks. Okay, we can play physical, but right now we got Hartenstein. He's physical. He's physical. Josh Hart, physical. Deuce, physical. Okay, Precious, physical. So we got enough dudes to act like Mobb Deep, to act like we're going to be the lynch mob and take care of business. Okay, so tonight's going to be an important game. I feel like it's a must win. I know it's on the road. I know it's against Miami. But don't bet against Jalen Brunson. Y'all have a good day. Enjoy the game. So